Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to All About Racing. And we're here for the final round of the season in season 12. We're at the end of the dozen, and we're here for the final round of the season in Abu Dhabi, the familiar final round of the past decade, or a bit longer than that now, around 15 years or so. First established in 2009. It's going to be 5.28 kilometres and 3.28 miles in length. We're going to race 29 laps around here, 16 corners around this circuit, and we're going to be running the C5 soft, C4 medium, and C3 hard tyre. Rev not yet won the championship, I believe. It's still touch and go between him and Looney Man. 18 for tonight, 4.36 for Rev. Looney Man on 3.94. Prof is on 3.04. Neva is on 2.76. Pray for Ye is on 2.20. Milanist on 1.82. Benzilla on 164. Speechy in 8th, 9th at Basson, and Hatem is in 10th. Racing Bulls leading in the Constructors and have won that Constructors Championship with 573 points. So congratulations to them. Williams on 4.32 and McLaren on 4.31. So only a point between the two British teams there, the Williams and the McLarens. Red Bull in 4th, 5th Aston Martin, 6th Ferrari, 7th Mercedes, 8th Alpine, 9th Sauber, and 10th Haas. Now, I'm just going to be quiet for a second. I'm just doing some editing on my app to get everyone's names right, so just bear with me. I will be quiet for about a minute to 2 minutes in total. So a couple of drivers started their laps now. One of them being Dan White and one retired, Cord in the Mercedes, will be starting from the back of the grid. As Dan White comes down the back straight towards turn 6 and 7. We'll get the track map up, of course, so we can see when drivers have invalidated. It does go red, the track map on the right, when they do invalidate. And of course, you already know that. Kelvin is just ahead of Dan White. He's coming through the final couple of corners now, and a few others just ahead as well. So we'll see what Dan White can do. Go second fastest there. A couple of tenths behind Calvin. And now we're not distracted anymore. Dan White got 2 purple sectors there as well, so Calvin only pipping him. But right at the very end of the lap, Revsky has invalidated. Zombie goes third fastest, about half a second behind Dan White in second. Pray for Ye, 1:24.1 for him. As we have Never Fear. Just going a tad cautious, a tad tentative through the hotel section. Into the final corner we go. Staying to the left-hand side towards the line, goes 5th fastest. It looked tentative, but it was also pretty blooming quick. As Prof coming through turn 3 now, down the hill we go, through the left-hander, all the way to the right-hand side, braking around the 50-metre board, down into the hairpin we go. Prof doing a personal best first sector. It did go purple, but it wasn't. Stays very well to the right-hand side of the track here. It doesn't stay in the middle where the lane cuts out. He actually follows the track around. Interesting there. Into turn 6 we go. Slight lock up from the Aston driver. Out of turn 7 we go. Foot hard on the throttle over the DRS zone. That is wide open, giving you about 15 kilometres an hour of extra speed around the Asmarina circuit. Back to the right-hand side for the reprofiled new turn 9, sorry. And now into 10, 11 and turn 12. And into that clunky section now where they rounded off the corners a few years ago. So it has made it a bit of a smoother proposition. Into the final corner. Turn 16. It's a pretty good lap by Prof. It's a 4th fastest lap, and he's just behind his teammate Dan White. It's only 3/10 between the top 4 in total. The man sitting in 3rd place in the championship is sitting on that 2nd row of the grid with 11.5 minutes left to go in the session. The Welshman Looney Man has invalidated his lap time, unfortunately. We've got BGR, and he's coming down towards turn 9 and going very slowly, so he's not on a flying lap. Landy though, out of the lap, cutting the corner, didn't invalidate the lap. It didn't set a proper lap time at all. Speechy, I believe here, just started a lap. Just watching Speechy now coming through the final few corners of the lap. The penultimate from turn 15 into 16, and just running over the curb nicely, but isn't the nicest of lap times. A 24.8 for the Ferrari driver. Down towards turn 6 for the McLaren driver of Retigan. Looks like we've got a different livery on this car. We've got the Silverstone livery back. For the McLaren, Retigan now coming into turn 9. Into the hotel section, getting on the brakes and making sure not to lock the front right. Into the left-hander. We've turned 13, now 14. And of course, Nicholas Latifi bindered into the wall down the right-hand side in 2021 at the final round of of that season, with a controversial ending that become of it, as the Tegan goes 6th fastest, and it's McLaren 6-7, along with that Aston Martin 3-4, as it stands right now, with just under 9 minutes left to go in the session. Speechy going slowly, not on a lap, nor is Haytham, who I believe is just starting another lap. So here he goes. Got two drivers out, both Mercedes starting from the back on the 9th row of the grid, the 9th and final row today, as we only have 18 drivers down into the next corner for Haytham, 3.5 tenths up in that first sector. Carrying out of turn 6 and on our way towards 7 as he stays pretty central into the track as we lose that lane on the right hand side, and then on to the far right of the track on that racing line, braking at 100 metres, clipping the curve nicely and just missing it slightly, and just a little bit cautious on the turn in through turn 7. Turn 8 now, easily flat down this straight, not really a turn at all. And into the slightly banked turn 9. Uses all the road on the exit nicely there as well. As we go on to the final corner to round out the lap, and it's 14th fastest for Haytham. He was 1.7 seconds up on the previous time. Our provisional pole sitter going slowly, he has invalidated the previous lap. Prof on a outlap as well. His Viking Fox comes in to the pit lane with just under 7 minutes left on the clock. The drivers are out on the racetrack now. They've got enough time just to get their 2 laps in on 2 sets of tyres. Anyone in the pits now will be waiting until the end unless they want to get their final lap done earlier on. We're watching Pray for Ye here, down in both sectors, and invalidated the time. So Lani here into the final corner is up on his lap time. Well, they're in the first sector anyway, and is overall almost half a second. It stays where he is. We'll be able to get back round to get another lap in. Death Zombie out on the outlap, and the only driver on the outlap. So Dasombi just started what looks to be his final lap. Has got a smidge extra fuel on board, so maybe going a bit early. Putting a banker in, going again, or on the other hand, if he invalidates, he's got enough to go again, and almost did there, going down the straight into the next couple of corners. So everyone coming out onto the racetrack now for their final lap. Apologies, I had a bit of an issue with my headset, so I had to grab another one. I've got actually an identical one. I got an offer that was just ridiculous. It was like 25 quid for one headset, it was 35 pounds for two, so I got two because one broke, and the one side literally just stopped working, so to grab the other pair. Viking Fox going as he's just finished a lap, and as I said, everyone coming out now. Rev starting third as it stands. Looney Man, his championship rival, down in 11th, close to his teammate. Just over a minute and a half to go. Sniper, and there's an Aston Martin ahead of Prof as well. No, it's not. It's his teammate, Dan, who's just starting his final lap as well. And now across the line, I think, just a smidge before the flag. So, White on an outlap, it says now, for some reason. What's saying that? That's strange. Prof on a lap, and we're going to try and get into a bit of a sync here. Is Sniper having Aston get out of his way. On a lap right now. Going overall faster. A few corners for him to go. It's personal best and a person second, as Prof isn't improving. Death Zombie is improving. As Sniper crosses the line, he only makes it to sixth fastest as he just beats the checkered flag, and Dan White isn't able to complete. Looney Man goes just behind his championship rival as Revsky just in the middle part of the lap. He's doing a personal best middle sector, first sector, sorry, and the middle sector as he just cuts the beacon there as well. Calvin fastest overall in the first and a personal best middle sector. Looks like he's going to extend his provisional pole position and towards a pole position once everyone finishes and crosses the line. Revsky now coming to the final couple of corners. Will he be able to pip Calvin to pole position? No, stays where he is. It was only a smidge up, less than half a tenth, and then Calvin invalidates at the end. His teammate crosses the line, stays sixth fastest. Sniper has invalidated, never fear, goes up to fourth and will start on the second row, unless someone like Basson, who isn't able to finish, nor is Tyler. Hayton is the last car as he comes in to the final corner. He's a personal best first sector, down in the second and down in the third, stays 15th fastest. That is the end of qualifying. Calvin takes pole position. And his first pole position is a reserve driver tonight, who takes his first pole of the season. And subsequently, the final pole as well. Oh, there we go. Div 2 didn't make a 22.7 apparently. What was Div 2's pole, Emerson, out of curiosity? And quite a way away from everyone else, but Calvin taking that pole position and doing another lap as they don't come into the pits in the game and just go round and round till we finish. Kelvin on pole position, Prof in second, Revsky in third, fourth is Never Fear, Looneyman in fifth, sixth is Dan, seventh Pray For Ye, eighth is Sniper, ninth is Ratigan, and Viking Fox rounds out the top 10. And we'll be back in a minute for the formation lap. So here we go, start of the formation lap. Everyone down to 15th on the medium tyres, and then we've got hard softs, mediums for 16th, 17th and 18th. Interesting to see Cord trying something very different to everyone else. Hopefully we'll get the tyres up as well. That would be quite useful, as in the strategies, should I say. To be more specific, we have got the specific. We have got the tyres up, of course. So most people playing it safe. Last race of the season, I think everyone wants to see the checkered flag at the end. Hayton waiting on the grid. Interesting that he was the only one to be out, and usually they do it in pairs, don't they? But not been the case today. So there is only 1 point between Williams and McLaren. It's a battle for second place in the constructors. Overall, looks like McLaren have got a better starting position for them. Will they get second place in the constructors at the end? It's the only real true fight we have on for today. Is Kelvin lines up in his grid spot, nice and straight. And he's going to go aggressive and put a bit of an angle on. And you see the front guys try that. There's your boy Dev. Coming up to the final grid spot. So, Kelvin on pole, Prof alongside him, 5 red lights, and foot flat to the floor here in Abu Dhabi for the season finale. And Prof gets a good start almost alongside as we go into turn 1. Does lock up though, and then Rev does hit the back of him. Does he get a bit of wing damage with that as well? I don't think he does. Pray for Ye off the road here as he gets a bit of grass and then back onto the circuit. Bit of a glitch there as well. A bit of desyncing or something of the like as we go into the next corner. Turn 6. And on our way out, and there's a 3-car battle there. Going along towards turn 7. And we're watching Never Fear as the Ferrari in the background here outbrakes himself. Death Zombie almost takes out a couple of cars as he locks up into turn 6, and then Vasson loses a place as well. Maybe 2 as Viking is now alongside him as we go towards turn 8. Through turn 8 we go now, left-hander into the braking zone of turn 9, and Viking stays where he is. As we go through the hotel section, Calvin still leading the pack as Looney Man is up a couple of places from his starting position as we cross the line to start lap 2, and of course taking the fastest lap on that opening lap, and DRS is now available. As the Ferrari is all over the road here into 3. If you're going to go for a move into turn 6 into that braking zone, does go to the inside, thinks about a move, he's left some space, will get DRS for the next corner. Of course, didn't go all too well for him in the last corner. He's now side by side. And here comes Viking up the inside of Vasson as they go side by side through the next corner, and he takes the place. DRS for the pair of them, of course, and will Vasson be able to get past? Really got the better traction out the corner, is on the outside here, so he's going to have some work to do as we get the pit strategies up. It's going to be a 2-stop strategy here for this race. High deck around this place, medium hard it's saying. Maybe if people can get away with a medium hard medium, and the Sauber Viking, if he can make some contact, is just going to snap her over there, and Rani goes through into 12th place. So it all really needs to go the Welshman's way today. We saw it before here in this division quite a long time ago now. Where Latigan took the championship right at the very end. It was a spectacular finish, still on the channel. You can check that one out. I think it was from season 10's finale around this place as well. So it has thrown up a cracker in the past. Latigan in that McLaren then as well. But Rev would need to really be completely out of the race here. He'd have to get 8 points or less. Now, I can't remember off the top of my head. We'll go and find it actually. So we just have sorry if I get a bit quiet, I'm just trying to find the points because it goes all the way down to 20th and it's quite a lot to remember. Just got to remember where the page is. Ah, right, we got it here. I'll tell you what, I'll save it for tonight. Okay, we've got the points, so he needs to he can't get 8 points, so he'll be drawing on points there, so 15th, Rev needs to finish 15th, and Looney needs to win. It's 42 points, sorry, I'm just doing some mental maths, should have done this before, shouldn't I? 42 for second. So yeah, I think Looney Man really only needs to win unless it's on countback, where there's 3 wins for Rev, 4 wins for Looney. Right, okay, so if Looney can finish second and Rev be out, or Rev finishes 15th or below and Looney wins. Anyone who's trying to work that out with me, who's watching, please tell me if I'm wrong. But Looney is starting to drop back a little bit here. Retigan under a tad of pressure from the Red Bull driver behind. A tad turning into a ton as we go through the final corner. On to lap 6. And Looney very, very close to the back of Never Fear. His rival just up the road. Is he going to get it done on this straight or wait for the next? Seems like a given just to wait. Tries to put him off, maybe put himself off a little bit. And here he goes now. No DRS to defend for Never Fear. Both of them deracing at the end of the straight. Looney Man up into the podium places once again. Almost 2 seconds adrift from Kelvin. Got quite a few corners to make the gap, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen. It's already started, to be fair. As he really tries to pull away from Never Fear. These corners though, no braking required, so you can't really get too much distance. He is managing it though, almost around 9/10, just over a second now. Got the gap probably to have a glance in his mirror but not be staring and worried about an overtake, unlike a Rev here as Calvin gets very, very close. As you see in the background, Looney Man getting to get under some pressure as his teammate goes for a move into that same corner as well. Out to turn 7 we go, and Retigan has got that 6th place. He's also got a 3-second time penalty to his name as well, and then Never Fear does get past, and Retigan loses the place as well out of that corner. Oh, here goes Cray again. Oh, is he going to get the move done on the outside? Surely not. No, he doesn't get the move done on the outside. first couple of drivers into the pits off the mediums, only 8 laps done, so yes, looks like it will be a 2-stop strategy today. I don't think it's conceivable for anyone to try and do the 1-stop. It's a long pit lane here. 21 seconds all told, but you've got this whole in and out section. To the pit lane exit makes it that bit longer. You are going to save yourself about 6 to 8 seconds when we're under a safety car. And here goes the battle for the lead as Calvin takes back the place. Only for a minute though, as Rev is fighting for this championship. He needs to just hold on, I would imagine. And he goes around the outside at the next corner at turn 14. Gets it done on the inside of 15 as well to seal the deal. Calvin comes into the pits to try and get an undercut done. Remember, the top 14 started on the medium tyres, all the way down to 11th right now, are on that medium tyre they started the race with. Looney Man doing the same as his rival. Sorry, not doing the same as his rival, going for that undercut as well. And going on to the hard tyre. Quick note, thank you everyone for subscribing to the channel already. We've now got to 500. So thank you. It's been quite a long years we've been there. We're coming up on 5 years at the start of next year, about February time I think I started it in 21. So thank you to 100 subscribers a year, which has been nice. So keep subscribing, let's get to 600. And thank you for all the support. A pretty big milestone, 500. And we've got moves happening further up. Ratigan going for a move here, and then Dan trying to defend it back after it was taken, but only for a second, as the chrome liveried McLaren loses a place and then maybe loses a part of his front wing as he goes into the back. And then Pray For You as well had to take some avoiding action as Prof comes into the pits as well, and Rev stays out for another 5.2 kilometres of the circuit. And there is his front wing damage as Dan was going very, very slowly into the pits, and his front wing going to be changed as well. It's not. It's not pleasant for him, is it? So, Looney Man now in 7th. The gap to Rev is 21 seconds on the nose. So, by my calculations of the pit stop, it should be pretty close. A lot of drivers taking the very wide line for whatever reason down the straight and not going for a more central. Interesting. Lap 10 of 29 now. We've got Never Fear getting very close to the back of Rev. These two have yet to pit. The top three have all, top four, should I say, have all failed to stop so far. And once again, at the end of lap 10, they failed to stop once more on to lap 11. Dan White with a time penalty. 3 seconds for multiple warnings, and so is Pray For You as well. And Calvin takes the fastest lap as he is on the charge with this undercut. Gone on to another set of medium tyres as well, crucially. Looney Man did not. He went on to the hard. So what's Rev going to do? There's Never Fear, gets closer and closer. down the back straight. Are they going to pit at the end of this lap? It's got to be soon. The tyres must be in terrible nick now. Here comes Rev, and never fear. I would imagine it's only going to do one more. So him and Looney Man, I think it could be Looney could be 5 seconds ahead of Rev after the stop. Oh, here they come. He comes down the straight already, and will be miles ahead. Rev's only just at the end of the pit lane now, going under the tunnel. It is going to bring him out rather nicely, though. Oh, right next to Viking. And they will do battle into turn 6. Viking having the warmer tyres. Will they come into play? Thinking of the DRS as well. Will need to make work of it. For Looney's sake, he'll want to make work of it. And he's up into 7th place. But are those tyres getting up to nick now? Good nick, and they certainly are. Now 7th place for him, and Prof just up the road. Will he help his old mate Looney Man? Will he hold him up as much as humanly possible? But he's not in a championship winning position regardless of what Rev will be able to do. And his teammate getting a time penalty there. 3 seconds for speeding. 3 seconds for speeding, 3 seconds for corner cutting. I said speeding because he's just coming into the pit lane. Hard tyres for Rev. 13 laps were done. We've got about 15-16 laps to go. I think these guys are trying to do a one-stop. Interesting call. This might get interesting with the strategy as some drivers try to opt for that one-stop strategy. Sniper goes through as well. Here comes Cord, who started from the back. So Rev within DRS range now. Getting closer and closer alongside and past the Aston Martin driver of Prop, and has a fastest overall first and second sector, and is on course to take the fastest lap of the race so far. At the moment, that's held by Calvin. Never fear. Now into the pitch, surely going for a one-stop attempt. 14 laps on the hard tyres for Taylor Danny. That's interesting. But the fuel is obviously got more fuel. The fuel is a factor. I was going to say in finish. Fuel is a factor, so we'll put a little bit more strain on the tyre. So later on, you might get a bit more bang for your buck with any sort of compound in your final stint, whether it be a two stint strategy or a 3-stint strategy. He's 4.5 seconds off the lead. Only 7/10 back is his championship rival. He needs to do everything he can to keep him behind. There's no point letting him go past. This is for a championship. He could go into the wall. Nothing the Welshman can do. but let him go. So, just at the halfway point now, as we cross the line, with Kelvin as we speak. Some drivers going to try and risk it and do the one stop here. Looney still within DRS range as it stands as they go down the back straight once again as he closes in. DRS quite effective around this space, especially with the fact that he was deracing. It's definitely towards the end of the straight anyway. I'm just trying to save a bit of that battery. I do really like they brought back that you can put your battery to none. A few different modes. It got a little bit complicated a few years ago now, and they had none, low, normal, medium, whatever it's called, high, hot lap. I think there's a couple less now. How many have you got? None. It's technically 3, isn't it? You can use hot lap, but really you only use 3 in the race. Use hot lap obviously in qualifying mode. But it adds that little extra dynamic. I think it can make a driver a bit quicker, being able to manage battery well. I'm not going to make a big song and dance about myself, but I think that's one of my strongest aspects, is being able to manage battery and just knowing where to deploy it, where to save it, especially in a defensive position. Somewhere here, like me thinking this would be the final few corners into that hotel section, just no battery out of turn 9, all the way basically to the final corner, and then you know, have a bit of battery down the start finish and just try and save up that battery as much as possible. A bit of deracing towards the end of the straight, manually turning it off with a couple of 100 metres to go if you've got some clean air behind you, nothing really to worry about. It can be a bit sketchy, like this here almost looked a little bit sketchy, as we're talking about ourselves too much, Joe. It's the Aston Martin driver, oh damn white, going for it, wheel to wheel here, down the next straight, and goes past. Scucci going to try and go the long way round. I haven't seen it on stream yet today. The two Ferraris right next to each other. And Kelvin into the pits. Into a set of hard tyre. So he pitted on lap 8 at the end of lap 8. So that'll be his final stop. So he's committed to the 2 stop. Is Rev going to do the same? Or is he going to go for the 1 stop? I have a feeling a couple are going to try that 1 stop. Kelvin and 2 others, Pray For Ye and Cord, have all pit twice. Peyton as well, he's been disqualified from the race for whatever reason. I don't think he actually started the race. I don't think he started the formation lap, and I think he was out right at the race start. Apologies for not actually picking that up at all. So it's Roman Looney, man. 1 and 2. Looney really needs Rev here to not finish the race. And he would be, if he finned it now, he'd be in the perfect position for the title win. It would be a massive shock. And it's a shame I think we don't have any sort of like reliability issues. I feel like we should. We were talking about this the other day about how the league format, and obviously I know we've got the in-game one, but it's rubbish, and obviously we're control is limited. Wouldn't it be fantastic to do seasons where you jump back in and when you kind of get allocated engines for the season, you can have issues with the gearbox and things like that you can clear, and I think that would just be brilliant. Add a whole other level to league racing. I think it would make league racing a lot more popular again as well. Dan White into turn 7, should I say, and making the move stick there is Calvin on his new tyres, trying to get some leads done as well. Gets one done, gets past Sniper, is looking to get past Retigan. Will he get it done into 9? I don't think so. So maybe on the exit of 9, however, on the outside into the hotel section. Lovely stuff. Gets that move beautifully done and sorted. And we have a Ferrari driver into the pits. That's Speechy. Still so close between the top 2 in the race and the top 2 in the championship. We've had Sniper, who's gone around at the exit of turn 1. Yeah, it's not too far behind him actually. Once Sniper does eventually get himself up to racing speed. Here goes Calvin. Another place done, and Retigan getting the place as well. We're just starting to pull away a bit. I'm going to go for another one of those undercuts. Sure, we should be putting any time now. I think we're going to try and do a medium. Instead of using 2 sets of hard tyres like the game suggested. Viking into the pitch, yellow flag in the final sector. Medium tyres, I'm assuming. Yes, indeed. So Viking has done a medium hard, medium strategy. And we've had a DNF and we've got a VSC deployed. Perfect time for everyone to pit now, and that sort of neutralises it. Doesn't mean that either of these two will get a undercut on one another. I'm sure they will both come into the pit lane, if it stays out that long, of course. It should stay out for a few moments at least. If Rev was trying the one stop, he's not going to try it now. I think you'd try and push up, wouldn't you, Looney Man? You'd have thought you'd have risked it. Virtual safety car has now ended. Oh, yellow flag. A few more drivers coming in. Takes the lead. Here goes Calvin as well, and Retigan. That's good. He can stay out for a little bit as well. That's good for Looney Man. Yeah, that is good for Looney Man. Keegan holding him up. And Red lifts out of that lead. He's got that McLaren in front of him now. And of course, the other thing we've got to look at is that second place in the constructors really does look like it's going to go the way for McLaren. Is Ratigan going to do some stellar defending here? And his final 7 laps or so. Is Ratigan in a way here going to park the bus as well? Surely not just going to let him sail on past. Oh my days, he's actually gone into the back of him somewhat. Wow, that's really controversial. I thought he could put up more of a fight than he did though. I know it's so unlikely for Looney Man now. You know, I'm saying that with no offence at all, but it is looking very unlikely. It's you know, it's unlikely at the start. It would have been box office if that had happened, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. And Rev just moving off into the distance, really claim a podium for his championship. Obviously I've not been here all season with the commentators switch, but Looney Man obviously having more wins, I would just take from that Rev's just been more consistent all throughout the year. I tell you what, we can have a little look. But yeah, just a bit more consistent. Both attended every single race so far this season though. Only 42 points in it. In this final race. And Looney Man's been catching up with 2 wins at the last couple of rounds. Really just making a big comeback at the end. So as I said, it really would have had to have swung all in his direction today for this to pay off. We're still waiting on a few to actually pit. Maybe some are deciding to try and go long, go to the end. Taylor, I think, is probably going to come into that now. And I'm getting on to a set of mediums. Prof here, right on the tail of Ratigan. It's lovely to say those words again. It's been a long time seeing drivers like Prof and Ratigan fighting out on the channel as we go out of turn 6. The boy Kev is out, and so is Death Zombie, and that will make it a safety car. So never fear. the somebody not happy. We didn't see what happened, to be fair. But there's a safety car deployed. We're going to have a few laps to go at most. At the end of this. Here might have a chance of winning this race. Already had one win so far this season, the 42 Williams. So, only a few laps to go as we get towards the end of the race, the end of the season. Season 12 been a great one for F1 Power Grid. Back next season as well. Tuesdays this tier again for next season, the whole season hopefully, for that one. And actually, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure if that's going to be the case. I do need to speak to Trouser about it. So well, I say I just remembered, that's awful thing to say, so I haven't just remembered, but I've just realised that we're going to have a look at some dates. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to do the last 2 races of the season. Maybe I can. But I might not be able to do the last 2. Got a little boy on the way, and his birthday's set now, 27th of November. 25th of November is round 10. Probably get away with getting on that one. That would be the last one before my second child was born. Yeah, if everyone didn't know, I know. Obviously, I haven't been with Div3 for a long time. Last time I was just before my son George was born. You guys did a very lovely tribute, which was very heartwarming. But yeah, got the second one on the way. 10 weeks to go, I think, this week. So exciting. Nerve-wracking. Still got a lot of stuff to do. But looking forward to the next season. I said hopefully I'll be able to do the last 2, but I'm not sure. I've got a place away where I can do it, but it just depends whether I'll have time or be allowed to do it is the most important one, of course. But hopefully we can. And hopefully it'll be a good season. 13, of course, unlucky number in the West, but let's hope that's not the case. So should be at the end of this lap, and we'll have 3 laps to go. I'm just going to have a quick breather for 30 seconds. I'll be back in a second. So, I said 30 seconds, but as we went round on another lap, I took 60 seconds instead. Safety car in at the end of this lap. We'll have 2 laps of racing, 1 lap with DRS. All to play for. Top 3 did not pit. Looney Man did that for obvious reasons, I think. Take track position and just hope for the very best. Just realised the two McLarens have got 2 different liveries. How strange. Didn't realise that before. As we get racing again, and Kelvin gets us underway. Looney Man should have superior grip here with 2 laps to go. Here goes, never fear. The first driver on those softs as they actually make a bit of contact there and they just get away with it. Oh, is it too much? No, it's not. It gets it stopped. You did have to lock up the front a little bit. As Tegan and Taylor fighting out, Taylor going off the track. And also losing a position to Dan White. Here comes Viking as well. Kofi is also with them as well. As he looks to the inside of Taylor down here is Never Fear now up into 2nd place. Is he going to be able to overtake Looney Man on the final lap? It's got a whiff of the Hamilton, the Stappen at 21 amount, isn't it, with the tyre difference? So Red needs to fall off the track, fall down to last. No, he just needs to finish. So if he doesn't finish, he crashes on this last lap for whatever reason. Looney Man's in the position he needed to be in, and will defend that for all his might. He knows he needed to win the race, and Rev needs to be out of the running. And Looney Man's got a nice gap. Rev just needs to just cruise home. He just wants to get on the podium though, doesn't he? And here comes Never Fear. Trying to get another win this season, goes too long in the braking. Loses the place again. And he's going to lose the place to Rev. Is he? No! Whoa! Rev almost loses it entirely there on the final lap. Looney Man is still leading as here comes Never Fear with those soft tyres. Should have superior grip in the final sector and will be all out in this final sector between the 2 of them. Here comes Never Fear. Is he going to go for a lunge into turn 12? He's too far back. Way too far back. So, as the sun sets over Abu Dhabi and the season 12 is done and dusted. Looney Man takes another win this season, takes his 5th win this season. However, Rev is our driver's champion, and I believe with the finishing order, 2nd place for the constructors for McLaren as well. Looney Man took him all the way to the final race. Closed the gap at the end, but it wasn't close enough. Takes the final win of the season. No, a season to be proud of. But Rev taking the victory today. So, here's your final order. Looney Man takes the win. Never Fear finishes second. He says in the comments that he would have had that win if it wasn't for the safety car. Thanks to Zombie and Dev for that one. Calvin finished in third. Rev for fifth was Prof. Sixth was Taylor Danny. Seventh, Dan White. Pray for Ye was eighth. Ninth was Ratigan. 10th was Basson. Cord 11th. 12th, Lanny. Viking 13th. 14th was Speechy. DNS were Zombie, Dev, Sniper, and Hates Him did not finish, but he was also disqualified from the race entirely. So that's it. We'll have a couple of weeks off until the start of the next season at the end of this month. Until then, I don't think we have anything in between. Might try and get a video of all the best moments from the season on the channel, at least for you guys to have a look through. But thanks very much. We're going to try and get some other days on the channel as well. But thanks for the support. We got to the end of the season. We got to 500 subscribers. And I really hope now no one's actually dropped out. No, we've got 501 now. So thank you very much. Keep subscribing to the channel, guys. Really appreciate it. Thanks very much for all your support. Keep pressing the subscribe button. Until next time, we'll catch you then. Until next season.